break it down. Like I tell my son, told him last night, it's one day at a time process. Told Farouk about that yesterday too in the building. It's a one day at a time process. We got to help each other get through this. We're going to make sure we understand what we're doing every day. I'm gonna need you at times, and sometimes you're gonna need me to help. I'm gonna need you to help me get through it sometimes. Be there for each other. You just simplify everything for guys, and make sure you monitoring guys from a hydration standpoint, from a rep count, and checking their GPS numbers, see how total yardage, see how I need to taper off for certain guys. But it's just like getting ready for an exam. If you coaching and you teaching and you got a big test coming up, and you taking it step by step. I don't want to flood too much on them. I just want to take it step by step and get to the big prize at the end of the day. So I just think it's a process, there's steps to it. And that's from every day, all the way from when we check in the building to when we leave the building, then we do it again the next day. Just break it down and just chalk the days down.
So Jaleel and your son get the same advice there. Then.
Pretty much, it's new for my son. Jaleel, my style of coaching and breaking everything down to him and starting from square one for him was pretty much new to him. Really just teaching him how to play the position. Told me, he never really was taught how to play the position. It's always use my talent in this system. I want to enhance your talent while playing in this good system also too. Then that can make you more of a deadly player. And he's been soaking it up, so I'm on him kind of tough. I watch his every step. And you may see me at practice sometime, kind of breathing down his back a little rough, but that's just getting him ready. And those guys know it's just nothing is personal. It's just a challenge. I'm looking for a good response.
Competitive depth's been a kind of a big buzzword around here. Is your room maybe the best example of that because there are so many guys that are just maybe a little bit unproven on the field?
Right on. If you research me, I'm known to have a room full of guys. I'm known to be 4 deep at every spot, especially in fall camp. That's why I like to build that room up. I like to treat everybody like they starters. I don't care if you're the walk-on or not. Some of my best players since I've been coaching were walk-ons, so I treat those guys like they up for the Blitnikoff, so there's no favoritism in my room. And you invest in every last one of those guys where we can divide the reps up at practice, and that's the way I like to roll it. Every 2 plays, I try to get a fresh set of legs out there, unless it's just a certain situation at practice. But every 2 plays, I try to get a fresh set of legs out there, as you continue to do a good job of me gaining trust in you and Coach Levy gaining trust in you, and we able to continue to roll as an offense. I try my best to keep fresh legs out there so we can play with a max effort every time we touch the field.
He came in as a walk-on, but Gavin's on scholarship
yes,
now.
He did.
What did you see about him through spring that it seems like there's constant buzz about him?
Matter of fact, came in as a walk-on, and technically he really not even supposed to be here. If you do your research,
Sure.
Because when I joined the other staff, my first phone call when I took a job was to Gavin Freeman. But out of nowhere, I just received a text or received a call from that other place, like, don't talk to him anymore. Like, we were going to separate. I was like, huh? He's a perfect inside receiver in this system. Now he's here with a chip on his shoulder. And I remind him about that all the time. And I coach him hard. I coach Drake hard. I coach Gavin hard. Because the guys give you that vibe, that's what they want. They want to be challenged, extremely tough. But he's been answering all the questions that you've been giving him this summer as far as responding. Put on weight, solid man, playing faster, he's thinking quicker, getting to a spot quicker, and he's doing a better job with getting himself available and ready for perimeter blocking when he comes to dominate that spot.
He's not just an inside guy, is he? Or is he primarily inside?
I never recruit just inside or outside guys. Never. I think if you do that, you just handicap yourself as a player. That's one thing I talk to high school receivers about and high school coaches about. You build those guys where they can play all spot. Never will get myself in a situation where there's only inside guys, there's only outside guys, and you lose some inside guys. The outside guys only know the outside spot, they can't move inside, or vice versa. So, like I say, you can catch all inside guys on the field at times, or you can catch all outside guys on the field. Big guy like Jaden Gibson, probably one of the smartest receivers in the room, besides Drake Stoops. Know everything when it comes to this offense. Probably can play quarterback, communicate with the O-line, communicate with the back, communicate with the receivers, operate the play. That's one thing that blows me away from him. So I'm excited about him, that big size, that big presence. And one thing I see about him, just reviewing GPS numbers, he gets strong as he go downfield. So I think every 50-50 ball in the air is his. As long as he have a chance to get it, I think every ball is his. You know, so I just got to get him more mentally stronger, always ready to move on to the next play. What's next? You know, so that's what he's been showing all summer.
In terms of development, when you're developing a guy, you're kind of known for that. Is there that first step to get there? What needs to happen for a young guy, like maybe like a Jaquez Petaway, that you know, okay, we can kind of take this next step for him?
Just being attentive in the classroom, being available when we need to meet one-on-ones. That's through texting over the phone, group chat, calling over the phone, or actually meeting one-on-one. I'm in a great spot right now because I have some guys, quite a large room that's been around me since this spring.
Sure.
So now I got these new guys in, so the new guys can come in and watch from the older guys. They can watch at least 10 older guys take reps or answer questions before it's your time. And so I give those guys, certain guys, to emulate. Watch how he move, watch how he operate, and watch how he study. Do everything that he do, but do it better. See Drake, he's always the first one in the meeting room. Never let him beat you in the meeting room. See Drake or LV, they're always the first guy in line when it comes to fundamentals. Don't let those guys be the first guy in line. Master what they're doing, master what we're doing offensively, then I expect for you to be better than those guys. But just show the eagerness to learn, you know, willing to come up to the building, put in the extra work when it comes to study, board, film work, just talking ball.
Competitive depth, something that's been talked a lot. Efficiency on third and fourth down, also through line. For the wide receivers, what does that look like to improve on third and fourth down for your room?
Understanding situational football. That's what we talked about yesterday. We talked about the plan to win for our room, the wide receiver room. Of course, there's a major plan to win for the program, but we break it down from the receiver room also, too. We're a program within a program. So one of our main points when it comes to the plan to win is never defeat yourself. Don't never want to lose to Oklahoma, and creating special plays and just attacking situations. That third and short, whatever kind of situation is, make sure mentally that we understand exactly what we're doing. It could be 34, 35, when this route may need to go half a yard deeper, or I may need to be locked in on this play because it's a big-time situation. And you create those moments within every type of teaching chance you get with those guys. It's always situational. And then just mentality as far as making a competitive catch, you know, in those competitive situations, third down and long, I don't care if you doubled or you tripled, the ball is coming our way, we got to come down with it. And then again, you create those situations again in the classroom, on the football field, and everything that we're doing from a learning standpoint.
What do you think about DJ Graham and spring ball? What do you think about his possibilities going into training camp this season?
Just understand who he is and what he brings to the table with the receiver room in for this the program. You know, one of the strongest receivers we have in the room. He brings that defensive mentality to the room, and every now and then, well, majority of the time in that receiver room, you know, we have a defensive mindset. We like to play the position like linebackers. Want to be very aggressive. Don't want to be nonchalant. You know, sometimes, majority of the time, we like to do the initiating when it comes to initializing contact. You know, so he demonstrates that naturally. Strongest hands in the room, just making the transition, coming back from defense, coming back to wide receiver from the defensive back position. I think he had to settle down, but he was living with Drake this past semester. Drake was the coach at home, and I think DJ can help this program. Situational, you know, but if need be, if we had to rely on him every play, we can do that also too. But everybody in that room had their own unique skill set, and DJ has his also too. So we just need to maximize that skill set, especially when it comes down to getting down and dirty and playing physical.
You shared a picture of that ring that you got from Sock. Yeah. When did that happen? How did you go about getting that?
I just received a phone call and said your ring is on the way. You know, just a couple of, like 2 years ago, I received a phone call that your medal is on the way. You know, that staff, that's something we talked about since 2004 when we lost the state championship game at Dallas Lincoln. Double overtime versus Kilgore, I'll never forget it. On a block field goal, return for a touchdown ball game. And we've been chasing that moment ever since then. That just means a lot to me. Those guys, I put that picture out there because they know it means a lot to me. I don't care what we play in here, what we go here. The objective is to win the Big 12 and go off and compete and play for championships also too. But you'll never forget that state championship in the state of Texas, especially coming from an inner city school. because that era with Jason Todd and the rest of those guys, you know, we were taught that you're not supposed to make deep playoff runs. You're not supposed to play in the playoffs. I mean, play in the state championship. You don't have the facilities. You don't have athletic period. Your guys not living like the guys out in the suburbs, you know, so you don't get to talk ball like those guys do that you may see in the fourth round, fifth round. So and that was a chip on our shoulder, you know, and that pretty much drove me to be where I'm at right now.
What's your relationship like with Todd? You know, you shared that picture. What's that been like with him?
As brother, you know, I know he know when I'm going through some stuff. I know when he may be going through some stuff. So sometimes I can send him some encouraging words and vice versa. You know, we all in this thing together. At the end of the day, my objective is I'm into coaching, and I like to create opportunities for young men and for coaches. And one of these days, me and Coach Todd, we'll work together again. I think it's a no-brainer. He could be one of the best defensive coaches on this level because he knows ball and relates to kids, can get the most out of guys. That's what I think when it comes to coaching. I really don't care where you've been, won Super Bowls or any kind of championships. You know, what can you get out of guys? Can you know, do your guys believe in you? Can you make them think that they're the best football player to ever touch the field? And that's where we at in the room at Oklahoma. Just imagine doing that at Oklahoma with the guys that you have, the type of players you have. So I'm trying to enhance that, take their game to a whole nother level just by working on that mindset. You know, so that's just a unique trait that certain teachers have, certain coaches have, and you know, if you have that trait, a lot of times you see guys getting a lot of good results when it comes to teaching and coaching.
One more question for you on SOC. What was it like to not only see them win that one, but then go back to back, and what has it been like to watch them from afar?
To be honest with you, I knew it was happening. I knew South Oak Cliff was going to come up perennial power probably in 2013. I think it was 2013 or 2012. Lose playing Frisco Heritage in the Cotton Bowl. I just saw the moment. I just saw the culture change. I saw the city shift from the Samples era at Skyline, and it all came to the South Oak Cliff. It all came over to South Oak Cliff. I just sat back and watched it, how we just captured everybody. And I knew that a state championship was coming. I think if I probably wouldn't have left in 2014, South Oak Cliff probably would have had one much earlier. But what they're doing right now, Todd knew it was coming. Just like I talked to him the other day, he's working on the third one right now, and I think they're going to get it also too. But you know, sowing seeds, man. You know, just invested a long time ago, years ago. Now you're seeing the fruits of the labor.
No, you can't talk about them specifically, but how exciting has it been that you haven't coached a game here yet, and you've had so much success already?
Hadn't coached a game here. I have coached a game. I just
technically on the OU side.
Right on. To me, it'll be like a dream come true. Yeah. You know, spring game, it just chills, man. Anytime I come through that tunnel with a team, it's different. You know, I'm an emotional guy, passionate guy. It don't take nothing for my eyes to get watery just to think about certain moments. Like, let them know it's real, man. I'm not just here. I come here to win. You know, I didn't come here to, you know, coattail ride OU, tradition and history. I come to add to it. I didn't come here to waste any days, waste any time. I didn't come here to create resistance. I didn't come here to kill kids' pride and spirits and drive when it comes to being successful. When it comes to playing college football, I come to enhance that because we need these young men. So every day is important to me. You know, just like right now, every kid that I talked to on the phone last night or this morning, they know exactly what I'm doing right now. They know it's media day, photo shoot coming up, and everybody looking to see results from this media day. For all those young men I talked to from across the country, you know, this is personal to me. It's that first game here is personal. Just being on the charter bus. I don't care if we rode a school bus from here to the Cotton Bowl to get ready for the OU versus Texas game. I just want to be a part of it because I've been a little kid, man, watching those charter buses drive through the state fair and just watching that, you know, just like, man, you see that right there, you know, just getting a chance to be a part of it is awesome, man. And it's one. I know it's it's a process, one day at a time,
sure.
But. You know, I didn't come here to waste days, man. I come here to help Coach Venables win championships and help these kids get to the level where they want to go to.
Emmett, what's the thought on your room going into training camp? What do you think about your room going in?
Just make our presence known. Like I say, brotherhood, family, do it for each other, do it for this program. understand what's expected from this program. You know, they know that receiver room will receive tons of pressure at practice from myself, Coach Levy, and Coach Venables. I tell them if you can handle me, you can handle anybody in this program, because I'm down your back 24/7. And like I said, it's all motivation. And that's the way Coach Venables operate too. That's why I was so attracted to him throughout the interview process. It's like I was talking to myself a little bit. It's like I worked for him, like we already knew each other. You know, that passion he has, it was very similar. Remind me a lot of Coach Samples back in Dallas. You know, just mentally tough mindset. Just trying to dominate and win every day. It's a one day at a time deal. Just trying to dominate and win every day, every phase of the day. Just trying to win that and do it for each other, create that brotherhood. And at the end of the day, you know, just like I say, just dominate from what's expected from this program.